This exercise that I'm going to talk you through today is an external focus of attention exercise. Actually, one of my favorite techniques of all of the techniques. So I hope you enjoy and I hope it's useful for you. It's highly recommended for social phobia, but also I've found in my therapy practice with people that it's also helpful for depression and it's also helpful for other anxiety disorders or difficulties. There are three parts to the external focus of attention exercise. It does take practice to learn to externally focus your attention, and it can come as a surprise to some people that they are in control of where their attention is focused. And so that can be really helpful for people to practice. And it's been found that external focus of attention rather than internal focus is very beneficial for people in various situations, but just generally being more mindful of where your attention is a helpful thing. Within social phobia therapy, often the treatment is looking at externalizing attention rather than that attention being internally focused. And it's shown to be helpful in treating social phobia. But if you're somebody that has difficulties in social situations, it might be practicing this when you're not in a social situation initially, and then moving on to using it more when you are in social situations down the line. I'd just like to reiterate that it can be helpful for other difficulties as well, and it's just a really good life skill to have, which can be invaluable in many different situations where you're feeling stressed or you're ruminating on things. We'll move on to looking at what the stages of this process are. So the first stage of it is becoming aware of different things you can see and different things you can hear. And it's just being aware of a range of different sounds or things around you. If you're practicing like inside somewhere, you could listen to music CD or even listen to the radio, and you can pay attention to the different instruments that are playing on that music or on the radio. So that could be something like the guitar, drums, piano, the violin, or it might just be one of the kind of, underlying beats. The world around us is full of different sounds, colours, objects, textures, and things going on. And when you're practicing, it's just becoming more aware of what is happening around you, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you could touch even. You could also notice the different sounds that are in the room and any sounds you can hear outside. And it's just really just listening and taking note of that. You could also pay attention to what objects are around you and the different colours of those objects. If there's any particularly bright areas of the room or if there's any shade, and just notice that. And you could even reach out and touch some of those objects and just notice what the texture is of them, what they're made out of, and maybe, are they hard or are they soft? It's normal for our attention to wander back to things that we're worried about. So we might have a thought that just jumps in, and that's perfectly normal and happens a lot. And it's just noticing that and then consciously refocusing on what you want to focus your attention on. So, for example, you might be outside somewhere, maybe in a garden or a park, and you're getting these thoughts coming in, and it might just be just noticing that the thoughts come in, and then just thinking to yourself, well, I'm going to refocus on the branches on that tree and the leaves, and maybe listening to the birds in the park, different flowers that are there and what the colours are. If you're practicing outside, you could go for a walk in your garden or at the park, or even just along the street, and just notice the sounds around you. So it might be cars, it might be cyclists, it might be birds. Yeah, you just noticing things that you can hear nearby and what you can hear further away. It could be that you can hear rain falling from the